How do you know when it's time to let one of your employees go? I have somebody I'm working with right now, let's just call him Bill, who's a relatively senior technical manager who has repeatedly missed deadlines on the software he's supposed to deliver. The software he has delivered has all kinds of defects in it. And he hasn't looked forward to figure out what kind of platforms we need to move quickly into the future as an organization. But he also has a family. He's worked at the company for 10 years. And he's doing the absolute most he can to fulfill his job requirements. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and I don't think we have any guests tonight, but work is all about people. That's all you can do if you want to move something forward in a business. Now, whether you're driving nails, you're working with animals, you're working with plants or butterflies, if you're trying to make a business out of it, you have to work with people. And those people have to be on the same page as you. They have to have the same vision or hopefully similar energy of where you want to go if you want to be a successful business. But letting somebody go who is not part of your vision, not part of your direction, can be very, very tough. People say that letting people go is the toughest thing for a manager. I think it's probably the second. I think having a vision for the future and where you're going to go is the toughest thing. But then finding those people that don't align with your vision and letting them go is very close second, is a very, very tough thing to do. I know I've let a lot of people go over the years due to layoffs or bad performance, and I have been laid off myself, so I know what it feels like. It's personal. It's like telling a person that they stink, they've got bad breath, and they're worthless, and you're doing it in a room full of 200 people, because people at companies find out. So you go through a long period. You know, people always say, it's always for the best. They always tell you, it's for the best. It's best for you. It's best for me if you leave. We're not aligned, all that baloney. And often that is the case. I know for me, I'm in a much better place now than I was when I was at a company where I got laid off. But you go through a period of, can be years, where you're having family problems, you're having monetary problems, and you certainly have a whole lot of personal self-worth issues when you get laid off. So it's a serious thing. You have to take accountability for it as a manager if you're going to lay people off. It's a serious deal to do it. But you have to do it if you feel it's the right thing to do. Now, unfortunately, there's no clear recipe book for when you need to let someone go. You probably, if you've worked in a big corporation, there's a thing called performance improvement plan. You guys familiar with that? It's a long document that HR makes you fill out with all the details of what it's going to take for your underperforming employee to meet the bar. Just get up and do what your manager is asking you to do, and for the next 3 months or 6 months, that employee will do exactly what the recipe says. They'll walk a certain way, they'll talk a certain way, they'll look energized, they'll say to the manager exactly what they need to say. But when that drama is over, after 3 months, their DNA is just going to take them right back to where they were. The show's over, now they're going to do something else, and then they get a leeway of another 3 to 6 months before you have to get on another PIP plan. I personally don't believe PIP plans work. In fact, I think they're the worst thing ever. So what is the answer to this? To me, the thing you have to do the day you start in your job is start smelling, being sensitive to what's going on around you. I'll call it bad smells. Pay attention to how people act. Now, I'll give you three bad smells that you need to pay attention to. Number one, what's the body language of your employee, and where are they located? Are they spending their time in their cube, on their computer, or creating another stupid PowerPoint deck? Or are they out working with the rest of the team, interacting, talking, spitballing ideas, or brainstorming with executives, or even better yet, out with the customers, finding better ways that it'll work? The bad smell is if they're in their cube. That's a really bad smell. The second one is, how do they think about the product or service you're providing? Do they always come up, here's a new idea how we can use this. Here's another market segment we can give it to. Here's a way we can test it and try something new. Or are they going, geez, I wish those guys would fix that. I hear that every day. I wish those guys would fix that, and then I'll really be into this product. I'll be able to sell it better. Or they don't use it personally. They don't have their friends use it. Or they don't tell their friends about the service that they provide. That's a bad smell. They don't have the vision. They don't have the passion for what it is they're there to do. They're there for a paycheck, obviously. And the third one that I think is critical is, are they growing? If a person in a position is not always got a stack of books about their business that they want to learn, or there's conferences they want to go to, or they want to take a class about some new technology or new service or expertise that needs to happen, that's a bad smell. You know, to me, a great employee talks about a conference that just happened like it was a party that they just missed, and they hate it. They missed the party. I don't know if you guys are aware, but last week was Cannes Lion in Cannes, France. I was there last year. I wasn't able to go this year. But it's the advertising awards, and all of the big technology companies are there, Google, Facebook, everybody else. I got up every night, late at night, to watch the videos of what happened to that day and who won what. It's a party I don't want to miss. And if your employees don't feel that invigorated about what they're doing, that's a bad smell. So I wish I could give you a 100-point list of when is the right time to have this devastating conversation. I can't. I've had it with Bill. Bill knows he's not going to be long for us. It's a very, very tough, devastating conversation, trying to do it in a fair, accountable way. But I'm sure he's interviewing for another job right now, and over time, I really hope he does okay. But we need to move forward. But my recommendation to you is smell the smell, and sometimes you'll smell smoke. And like they say, where there's smoke, you have to be human, you have to be caring, you have to be accountable, and then say, you're fired.